Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Regional Admission Counselors of California Virtual College Fair, this 6x6 session. Thank you for joining us. A few quick housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, including 2 more tonight after this one, and even some tomorrow. So be sure to sign up for more if you haven't done so already at the same place you signed up for this one. This presentation is being recorded and it'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/RACC or RACC. You cannot learn everything you want to know from a 6-minute presentation from a school. Think of this as an appetizer to get you kind of ready for the full meal. So if any or all of these schools interest you, this is kind of your invitation after you hear these 6-minute presentations to follow up and get more time with each school that you're interested in so you can get more info and make your informed decision. All right, I've gotten the housekeeping stuff out of the way, so it's time for me to step out of the way and turn it over to our first presentation from Rutgers University, New Brunswick.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maria, and I am the Southern California Regional Representative for Rutgers University, New Brunswick. Rutgers is a large public research university. It's located in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and it's about 45 minutes outside of New York City. So here you can see it on the map. So from any major airport in California, you can take a direct flight to the Newark International Airport, and from there, we're just 20 minutes. And so it's a really great place, really amazing location. Like I said, just 45 minutes outside of New York City on the train and 90 minutes outside of Philadelphia. And then also really close to other cities on the Eastern Seaboard. So it makes for like a lot of really great internship opportunities and career opportunities as well. And it's also a rare, traditional college experience in the New York City metro area. We obviously have all 4 seasons, and we have the beach is about 35 miles away on the Atlantic Ocean, and then you have ski resorts nearby, so you can take advantage of its location all year round. So this is just a little cartoon map of campus. It is a big campus, 36,000 undergraduate students, large public university. So here you can kind of get a sense of what the campus looks like in a very small scale. And we have a free bus that takes you around campus. It runs every few minutes. It's free for all students. The public transportation in the area is amazing. So you don't need a car if you want to save some money when you're on our campus. You don't even need to leave campus to have fun. You definitely can have that traditional college experience here at Rutgers. We have over 36,000 undergrad students, as I mentioned. It's the most diverse university in the Big Ten Conference and one of the most diverse universities in the entire country. We have students, from all over the world, all different geographic backgrounds and religious backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds. We are Division I with sports. Fun fact, the very first college football game was played on our campus. Tons of student organizations, over 80 fraternities and sororities, lots of opportunities to get involved, and a lot of concerts and festivals on campus as well. So when you apply, there are 7 academic schools, and we have over 100 majors that fall into these different schools. So you can choose one of the schools here and up to 3 when you're doing your application. So you can see the ones in red are the first year schools that you can apply for when you're completing your application. And we have pretty much every major, at least all of the common ones and some really uncommon ones as well. All of our majors are direct entry. So if you're admitted, for example, into the School of Engineering, you are starting with engineering classes right away. School of Nursing, same thing. You'd be starting with nursing classes right away. Our majors are not impacted, by the way. Despite being a large university, we have a 16-to-1 student to faculty ratio. As I mentioned before, we are a large public research university. We have over 175 research centers on our campus, school-based honors programs, and an honors college. We also have a strong commitment to your success with over 650 employers visiting campus each year. That's a major side effect of our location, being just outside of New York and being in New Jersey, which is a large science hub and healthcare hub. We have a lot of the same industries in the New York metro area and in California. So it's really nice if you were thinking you might want to start your career or do some internships while you're in school. and then eventually maybe move back to California. That's very easy to do because a lot of the same industries are located on both coasts. We also offer, career exploration seminars and interview workshops and career counseling. These are just a few snapshots of our campus. As you can see, we have a lot of school spirit, and the campus has that classic East Coast look. So the leaves change color in the fall, and we do get snow. Here you can see how to apply. So we have two deadlines, November 1st and December 1st, early action, November 1st, regular decision, December 1st. We have no difference in the review process. It's just a matter of if you want your decision earlier, you can apply early action. But also one thing to note is that we do not review out-of-state students any differently from in-state. So there's no advantage in, of being in-state versus out-of-state versus international. We review you all the same. California is also our number 3 feeder state outside of New Jersey. So you'll meet people from California as well. And yes, we do have lots of health science and biology related internships. I'll chat more with you after this. And so you can see what's required. Just so you know, if you're a junior right now, for next year, we will be remaining test optional. So you do not have to send the SAT or ACT in order to have your application reviewed. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I don't know if this was 6 minutes or not, but I'm going to hand it over to the next presenter, which is my colleague in the Big Ten, Sarah from the University of Wisconsin.
Actually, I'll jump in real quick and remind everyone how they can ask questions. First, by using the Q&A. Some have already done that. You can use the Q&A to ask your questions at any time. Now we'll turn it over to the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And you should see my presentation. Hi, everyone. Thanks for hopping on and joining us this evening. My name is Sarah Blank. I'm the Regional Recruitment Manager for the West Coast. Thanks, Maria, for that lovely intro. I love seeing colleagues on camera. My email's at the bottom. I'll be sure to put it in the chat as well, but we'll go ahead and get started about UW Madison. So we are part of the Big Ten Athletic Conference and Academic Alliance. We're a large public state university. We're the flagship school in the state of Wisconsin. So we have 30,000 students, undergraduate students. We aim to bring in about actually 7,400 students in the fall. And our students are geographically represented. Our students come to Wisconsin-Madison not with looking for one type of academic and college experience. They're really coming in with their own ideas, their own thoughts, and ways in which they want to develop their college experience to suit their needs. And at a large university with all the resources that we have, that is certainly very possible. California is our 3rd largest state in terms of population for enrolled students, right behind Illinois and Minnesota, which makes sense in our proximity of where we are. Madison is a really fun place to be. We are a capital city. So if you're interested in political science, if you're thinking of public service, or just interested in making an impact, that is a really big part of who we are at our core. We're nestled between 2 lakes, so the outdoor adventure is certainly there. It is easily accessible from California to hop over to Madison. We have an airport in Madison, and then we also have some other nearby airports with bus lines and so forth in Chicago and Milwaukee. But if you're looking for that college town experience with a very supportive academic community, then that is certainly us. Our students are academically strong and academically competitive coming out of high school, but they're walking into a very supportive academic community. And that's one thing that our students really love, is that they're driven academically, but they truly thrive because their students and faculty are so supportive of their academic endeavors. We're very proud of our reputation. We're very proud of our rankings. But what's most important to us for you to know is what we call the Wisconsin idea. It's our guiding principle that everything we do at the university should be used to impact the world around us. So how can we take what we're doing in the classroom and apply it to real world challenges? So we look at our rankings in research expenditures, in first and Peace Corps volunteers. All of that really goes back to that Wisconsin idea. So when we're reviewing applications and we're looking to bring in our next incoming class, we always have this Wisconsin idea as reviewers in the back of our mind, because we're looking for those students who are also going to contribute to the strength of the university and promote good around the world. So that notion of public service, again, certainly comes into play there. We have a lot of different academic disciplines. These are the 8 schools and colleges. I would encourage you to either connect with me separately or go on our website to see all of the different majors, the course list, what you'd be taking. It's a really great way to compare and contrast programs from school to school. We don't do minors, we do certificates, virtually the same thing, just areas of specialization that you can tack on to complement your major if you'd like. We do have students double majoring as well. A couple of things to note: the School of Business and College of Engineering, two of our most highly ranked schools and colleges that also have a direct entry option. So if you are thinking business or any of the engineering, and note computer science is not in the College of Engineering, we would encourage you to list those as your first choice and preference on the application so we can review you for direct entry. But all of our other programs are not direct entry, including nursing is a 2+2 program. It's very possible to take a large school and make it small. So at UW Madison, students are involved in multiple clubs and organizations, various cultural communities. We have Greek life, big sports school. So that school spirit and that school pride really runs deep in the Badger community. And so it really is up to the students at a large university to step in, to put themselves in those situations, to get involved. That's how you make the community really small. And there's so many different organizations related to social interests, political interests, religious interests, academic interests, of course. Other ways that students are really making the experience their own is through internships, if they want to during the summertime, using our resources and so forth. We have residential learning communities. 91% of our students live on campus, so that's a really great way to feel part of the community initially. Our first year interest groups are phenomenal. A really great way to build a smaller cohort, get to know your faculty right away in that first year. And then research, of course, is huge, and study abroad programs. We have a plethora of those to choose from. We conduct a holistic admission review. So we are looking at various elements of the application. However, academic excellence is the driving force of our review. So we're looking for students who have challenged themselves in the classroom within the context of the school that you attend, looking for that core curriculum at an advanced level. And then we're also looking to see, how have you been involved in your community? What are you passionate about? How might that play into your major fit as well and your major choices at the university? We are on the Common App. Most of our out-of-state students do use the Common App. So one of the essays would be the Common App essay. The other would be a Why Wisconsin supplement. And I would encourage you, if you are interested in Wisconsin, to really think about that question, why Wisconsin, and spend time in that supplement. The letter of recommendation should be complimentary to your application, but from an academic source. So either a counselor or a teacher. We don't look at other outside of academic letters of recommendation. We are test optional through spring of 2023. Test optional is not another phrase for required. We truly mean that we are test optional. And then we have an early action deadline of November 1 and a regular decision deadline of February 1. Benefits of early action is that you can apply for scholarships. So keep that in mind, that we don't auto award scholarships. And I'm happy to answer any questions, but we have some really great virtual programming going on our website, on social media, and you're very welcome to get in touch with me at any point in time. I'll drop my information in the chat. And again, thanks for being here. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. And as Sarah mentioned, keep an eye on the chat as well, because that's where the representatives can send you links and contact info and all sorts of fun stuff that you might want to take advantage of. Also, if you have questions, use the Q&A, and if it's for a specific school, name the school in your question. Up next, let's hear from the University of Florida.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming out to your computers today to be at this program. My name is Lily Leitkowski. I am one of the West Coast admissions representatives for the University of Florida. I currently live in sunny Seattle, Washington. I cannot believe that we have blue skies today, but I'm originally from Florida, and I'm also a Gator alumna myself, so I'm especially excited to be able to share with you a little bit about the Gator Nation today. Alrighty, so diving right in with some basic information. We are a large public university located in Gainesville, Florida. As you can see on the handy dandy map here, Gainesville is in north central Florida. I'd say we're about an hour and a half west of the beach in Jacksonville and about 2-ish hours north of Orlando and a certain theme park you may have heard of called Disney World. And this is all, of course, dependent on how fast you drive. There are large international airports in these cities, Jacksonville, Orlando, and Tampa, but Gainesville itself also has a smaller regional airport that's located at a convenient 10 to 15 minutes from campus. So it's a really great way to get to the university if you're coming from out of state. First, Gainesville is very much a college town. For starters, the median age there is 26, so it's definitely a very fun place to be if you're young. There are around 130,000 people who live in Gainesville, and of that around 130,000 people, around 55,000 attend the university. So when I said that we're a large university before, I really wasn't kidding about that. And of those 55,000, around 36,000 are undergraduate students. But a big student body, just like some of my colleagues here tonight, just kind of means big opportunities. There are so many ways for you to carve out a niche for yourself at UF, and there's really no need for you to feel like a small gator in a big pond. And I'll kind of talk about some of those ways in a little bit, but let's now dive into the reason why you're kind of attending college in the first place, probably, which is academics. So academically speaking at UF, we offer over 100 different majors and none of these are impacted. This includes 15 different engineering programs, some of which are more difficult to find, like aerospace, several 5-year master's programs in areas like business and engineering, as well as a nursing program, among many other pre-health and pre-professional tracks, just to name very, very few. We are one of the most comprehensive universities in the world. Really, wherever your academic interests lie, you'll most likely be able to find an academic track that suits you at UF. We also have the option to double major, to triple major, minor, double minor. Really, the opportunities are kind of endless. Something else that's really important to note, the major that you put on your application in no way locks you into that major. So at preview, which is our mandatory summer orientation, you'll have the ability to change your major. In addition to that, you will have time to explore your major even after you pick a major at preview. We do have a major that's called exploratory, which is kind of our answer to undecided. It is, as it kind of says in the title, a way for you to explore your academic interests and find the correct fit for you. Around 65% of students change their major at UF. Personally, I switched mine from graphic design to psychology. So if you don't know what you want to study, or if you're, kind of feeling unsure at this point, UF could still be a really great fit for you. And speaking of fit, our students really love it on campus. We have one of the highest freshman retention rates in the country at around 97%. We also have a 90% 6-year graduation rate, which is 32% higher than the national average. So we're really proud of these numbers, but despite our existing excellence, we're constantly striving to improve. We recently finished up a campaign where we hired 500 new faculty members who are at the forefront of their fields. And this has also served to lower our student to teacher ratio. So that currently sits at around 17:1. And that does take into consideration those larger lecture classes like your English 101, your pre-calc, that sort of thing. I found that as I got more further into my major, my class sizes tended to shrink. So I had one class that was just literally me and 5 other students, but it really kind of just depends on what you're studying, what your major is. We are also a Tier 1 research institution, so we offer students from day one the chance to get involved with projects and professors that are making lasting differences in the real world. We are currently spearheading an initiative to incorporate artificial intelligence into every sector of the university, with a goal that every student on campus achieves basic competency in AI regardless of their field of study. We have the fastest AI supercomputer in higher education currently located on our campus, so the possibility for research across all disciplines is really endless and super exciting. Another bit of research that you may have heard of, and personally my most fun fact to share about the University of Florida, is that back in 1965, a little sports drink called Gatorade was invented on our campus. So I always kind of love to share that because I think everyone kind of knows about Gatorade. We also do have an award-winning career center on our campus that'll help you with your post-undergraduate plans, as well as building out your resume while you're still in college. They host a biannual career fair that's the largest in the Southeast that'll connect you with employers of all shapes and sizes, not only just from the state of Florida, but nationally and even internationally. And like I mentioned earlier, because we are such a large university, there are just tremendous opportunities for involvement and also a wide range of resources at your disposal. We have over 1,000 different student organizations on our campus, everything from a skydiving club called the Falling Gators to an award-winning rock, paper, scissors team to an Argentine Tango club. There's even a club to help you find a club if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the club options. So basically, if you can imagine it, it probably exists on our campus. It's also really easy for you to start your own organization, so you can really kind of craft your ideal college experience. Each year on campus, we also host over 2,000 different events. We bring in speakers such as Bill Nye the Science Guy, comedians like John Mulaney, and musical acts like Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar. Lil Wayne, please. Among many, many others. There's truly something happening on campus for everyone's tastes. We also host Gator Growl, which is our student-run pep rally. It's one of the largest in the world, I believe it's been designated by that. We also are on, as far as applications go. We are on both the Common and the Coalition application. Our application is going to open this year in August, and it is due on November 1st. That is a priority deadline. It's really like the only deadline. So if you're serious about applying to UF, please make sure you get your application in by November 1st. Thank you so much for being here tonight with all of us, and go Gators.
Thank you very much. Again, questions can be asked using the Q&A button. And look in the chat for information coming from the reps as far as links and contact info and that sort of thing. From Florida, we will head north and hear from the University of Vermont.
Fantastic. How's it going, everybody? My name is Jesus Ramirez, Regional Associate Director for the Office of Admissions. I work remotely. I'm actually based in Southern California, so I think we're in the same time zone. And Vermont's a great option for those students that are looking to explore other options and live in a place with all 4 seasons. The University of Vermont is a public research institution with about 10,000 undergraduate students. In terms of academics, we have a lot of different majors, anywhere from nursing to business to engineering to the arts and sciences, humanities, social sciences. We have a lot of different programs. To organize all these academic programs, we have 7 different colleges and schools. Some of the unique programs that we offer include our animal sciences for students that want to go into becoming a vet. We have a bachelor's, master's, and a PhD program in food systems. So we take our food very seriously. And we're also very passionate about environmental studies. That is a program that you can study at 3 out of the 7 different colleges at UVM. Every single program is a direct entry program, including nursing, engineering, and business. So if you know what program you want to go into, you can start working right away. Otherwise, there's quite a few different options. In addition to our academics, we also have a hospital right on campus and a medical school on campus, which provides a lot of exposure for students interested in the health and natural sciences. UVM is the 5th oldest university in New England after Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, and Brown. But if you've been to campus or visit our website, you'll see that a lot of our buildings are actually pretty new. A couple years ago, we finished the construction of our new residence hall right on Central Campus. This past summer, we finished the construction of our new STEM facility, which will be a great resource for all our students, especially students in the School of Engineering and Mathematical Sciences. And we're in the process of building a brand new multi-purpose athletic facility. Students really like the fact that at UVM, it's sort of like the perfect size, where you're able to find all the resources associated with a public research institution, but your classes are still pretty small. The average class is about 32 students, and the overall faculty student ratio is 1:18. And students also like the fact that at UVM, they're able to find urban and open spaces. We're located in the city of Burlington, which is the largest city in the state of Vermont. We actually have an airport. It's an international airport because it has flights to Canada. But there's also a lot of open spaces for any sort of recreational activities. We have Lake Champlain and the mountains right around the corner. As a Division I school, there's many exciting things happening at UVM, athletics being one of them. But at the end of the day, what really excites our students is academics. Every student has an academic advisor that ensures their 4-year pathway to success. We also have a lot of clubs, activities, and even a Greek system. For those students that are wanting to get their bachelor's and master's within 5 years, we have about 40 different accelerated master's programs. Over 70% of our students come from outside of Vermont, and they live in a learning community. All our first-year students live in a learning community, which match your interests inside of the classroom with, or outside of the classroom with your living environment. These learning communities include arts and creativity, outdoor experience, or wellness environment, among others. For those students that are getting ready for the application process, you can start your application for UVM starting August 1st, either through the Common App or My Coalition. We are test optional for fall 2022 and fall 2023. And we use the holistic approach in reviewing your application and making an admissions decision. So whether you submit test scores or not, we'll use the holistic approach. Also, at the point of admissions, all students will be automatically considered for a merit scholarship. These merit scholarships are based on academics. So the stronger the GPA, the better scholarship you'll get. And these scholarships are renewable for all 4 years. To conclude my presentation, I'm always asked by students in California to describe a typical UVM student, which is a little bit difficult just because we have over 10,000 students and our students are coming from all over the US. But for the most part, there's 3 things that are similar with our UVM students. The first is that they come to UVM because they want to be able to conduct research and have meaningful relationships with their professors. The second is the fact that they love the outdoors, whether it be running and swimming in the nice summer months or skiing and snowboarding in winter months. Our students are always outdoors, they're very active. And lastly, they come because they enjoy the environment and want to make a more sustainable world, whether they want to study environmental studies or not, or just want to be exposed to it. Our students come to UVM because they want to use their academics to make a more sustainable world. So if any of these attributes resonate on what you're looking for your college, perhaps UVM might be a good fit. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And again, a reminder, you can ask questions using the Q&A button of any of our representatives. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Illinois Institute of Technology.
Thanks everyone for being here. My name is Will, and as Russ just said, I'm from the Illinois Institute of Technology. We are located in Chicago, just about 10 to 15 minutes from the center of downtown Chicago. If you're looking at the screen right now, you can see the skyline off in the distance. You can also see that public train right on our campus. So very quick, convenient. We encourage our students to not just think of themselves as an Illinois Tech student, but a resident of Chicago. We want you to take advantage of the city. So we're a smaller school with just about 3,000 undergraduate students total. Total population with our grad and PhD law students is going to be just about 8,000 students at the university. So it's a nice smaller size community where you're going to get to know the other students. It's also a place where you can study very deep into the STEM fields. You've got everything from 10 different types of engineering to computer science, artificial intelligence, data science programs at the undergraduate level. You've got multiple types of cybersecurity, as well as a full lab science program. So your biologies, your chemistries, your physics, all of those traditional pathways you think of with a STEM-based institution, but also things like bioinformatics or consumer research and analytics. We also have the Stewart School of Business. So for those of you who might want to blend business and technology together, you can absolutely do that at Illinois Tech. It's a very diverse community with with all 50 US states represented, as well as about 80 different countries on the undergraduate side. About 30% of our students report being an underrepresented group, and about 40% of our students are female at Illinois Tech. The photo you see on the screen right now is our esports lounge. So if you happen to be interested in gaming or esports, Illinois Tech is a great option for you. Not only do we have an esports program on campus where our teams compete against other colleges, but we are also in the process of opening a large esports arena in conjunction with the city of Chicago, just a few blocks from our campus. That'll be a very exciting time for our students. In addition to those academics, we're a very hands-on focused university. So we're a place where we're going to challenge you to take those concepts you've learned in the classroom and apply those. We want to see how you interpret that in your own individual way. A few of the ways that we get to do that with you is through undergraduate research programs. Our students get to work not only alongside our faculty and our graduate students, but also leading their own research projects. One of our seniors, Sydney Kaplan, is from the West Coast. She's a very sustainable focused person. And what she does is uses drones to help collect samples from the tops of tree canopies at a local arboretum. And that's something that allows us to not damage the trees nearly as much as we used to in the past. Another great option for our students is our iPro. It's an year-long problem-solving course where you'll work in a small group environment with up to 10 to 12 other students, all from different backgrounds, coming together to approach a problem through your individual pathway. So you as a team decide how you want to approach that. How do you think we can best work together to solve this? So it's all about bringing the best of your major and your individual experience. You get to choose the problem as well. There's sort of large overarching themes that our students get to participate in that iPro program. We launched that over 20 years ago at Illinois Tech. Another great pathway would be our Elevate program. This is all about getting you off campus, thinking about study abroad, internships, co-ops, or even just going out into industry and searching for short courses that might not be offered at Illinois Tech. Our Elevate program helps you explore all of those. Big connection and big part of Elevate is our alumni base. They're going to help us explore all of these types of opportunities and help you to find those opportunities because they know how important it is for you to have that out of classroom experience, to be a great alumni for the university. Now, it's not 100% academic at Illinois Tech, though it is quite academic, I will be honest, but our students are involved in clubs and organizations. I already mentioned that esports team. We also have your NCAA Division III traditional sports programs on campus as well. And something you'll find in a lot of those clubs and organizations is there is an academic focus still within them. So a lot of our clubs and organizations are connected to those majors. The Women in STEM Society, our Society for Women Engineers, our affinity-based groups, things like the Latino or Hispanic Engineers Society. We also have civil engineers who build and race build a concrete canoe and compete against other colleges. An electronic vehicle group who build and race an electronic vehicle every year. So lots of the academic focus in the out of classroom experiences. We are a residential campus. We want you to get the best and the full, most well-rounded experiences possible. So we want you to stay on campus. We require it for 2 years. And that building you see on the screen right now is one of the residence halls. That is John and Jean Rowe Village, which is a suite style residence. And as you can see, is a more of a modernist approach to architecture. Now, in terms of the application process, like a few others this evening, we try to make it as simple as possible for you. We're on the Common App. There is no application fee to apply to Illinois Tech, and we are test optional for the upcoming year. The most important thing to know about our application process is we are holistic. We want to see who you are as an individual, and we want to see how prepared you are for the major that you're applying for. So think about the engineering and computer science having that strong math and science foundation. When you apply to Illinois Tech, you're automatically considered for scholarships. Those start at about $10,000 per year and range all the way up to full tuition award benefits. So we do encourage you to apply early before November 15th of senior year. We'll put you in the running for those up to full tuition benefit based awards. We do also have some summer programs at Illinois Tech that I would encourage you to consider if you're interested in the STEM fields. So you can jump on our website, it's just summer.iit.edu, and you can safely participate in all of those this summer from home. As they will be virtual. But thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thank you very much. And as we go to our sixth of our 6 presenters, just make sure if you have any questions, use the Q&A button to ask them at any point. Up next, we will hear from Iowa State University. I think you are muted, Dan. And your camera's not on either.
There we go. I lost my navigation panel there. Sorry about that, Russ. Thank you.
We can see your PowerPoint, so you're good to go.
Okay, thank you. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining tonight. I'm the last presenter, so hopefully you're all still tuned in. So my name's Dan. I'm a regional admission counselor for Iowa State University. I'm actually based in Denver, Colorado, and I work closely with students and families in the northern part of California, kind of Fresno up, and then we have another West Coast admission counselor, Abby Wellborn, who works with students Southern California, so Fresno down. But yeah, really excited to be here with you all tonight. A few quick facts about Iowa State. We're a large public land grant tier 1 research institution. We're a member of the Big 12 Conference. We have those Division I athletics, which really brings a fun atmosphere to campus and the city of Ames. Iowa State's really known for its great academic programs, our innovative spirit, as well as our campus. One of my favorite pieces about Iowa State is the campus itself, and it's actually been ranked as being in the top 25 most beautiful campuses in the nation. This picture here, you'll see that building with the green top, that's Beard Cheer Hall. Looks like a beautiful fall day on campus. We do have all 4 seasons. Each season brings its own unique beauty to campus for sure. Taking a look at where Iowa State's located on the map, maybe this will give you a better sense of where we're at. We're in Ames, Iowa, right in the heart of the Midwest, right in the center of Iowa. If you're flying in, you'd probably be flying into the Des Moines Airport, which is about 35 minutes just south of Ames and campus. And as you can see on the map, we're surrounded by some major cities like Minneapolis, Chicago, Kansas City, St. Louis. So the close proximity of these really opens up a lot of options when students are looking for those internships, maybe those co-ops, or full-time jobs after graduating. Getting to know Iowa State by the numbers a little bit better, we are College of Engineering and I was looking at a one slide ahead. So our Iowa State has the first public veterinary school in the nation. We also have some really great engineering, some top-rated engineering programs. Ames is a really fun college town. It's got that great college town vibe. And then one stat we're really proud of, about 96% of our students are employed or within graduate school or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. And that's really thanks to our great career service offices. They provide those resume critique workshops. They put on some really great career fairs throughout the year, mock interviews, just to name a few of the services they offer to students. Our College of Engineering and our College of Agriculture, they host among some of the largest career fairs in the nation as well. We have a top 5 program for apparel merchandising and design. And fun fact behind this, Iowa State has hosts the largest student-run fashion show in the nation as well. We have about 32,000 students on our campus coming from about 109 different nations, all 50 states in the US. About 46% of our students are going to be coming from out of state. And we have a really great representation from the West Coast as well. A way that students kind of find that home away from home is by getting involved at Iowa State. There's a number of ways to get involved, whether students want to participate in research with world-class faculty. Maybe they're looking to get involved in extracurricular clubs or co-curricular academic clubs. There's a number of opportunities for that. We offer about 900 different student clubs and organizations. We have nationally recognized learning communities at Iowa State as well, which about 90% of our new first-year students participate in. So there's a number of ways that students can kind of find that fit and find that community coming from the West Coast to Ames, Iowa. We do offer about 100 different majors at Iowa State across 6 different colleges. Students study anything from engineering, kinesiology, to architecture, to business, and anything in between. There's quite a few options there. When talking to students from the West Coast, I get a lot of interest in those top-ranked engineering programs, such as aerospace engineering. We have a brand new environmental engineering program as well. Get a lot of interest in architecture, and then another one with the popularity of our veterinary school and our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. I also get some interest in animal science as well. As you can see on the list of majors here, every college has an open option program. So if you're not really sure what you want to study within a college, that may be a good option for you. And then we also have open option in our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So if you're unsure when you come to Iowa State, that's definitely okay. You can join that open option program within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Our student to faculty ratio is about 19:1, provides a great opportunity for students to get those questions answered. And then real quick, I'm just going to jump to our application process. Students can apply online. We have a $40 application fee. You can find us on the Common App or our institutional application. And we do have rolling admissions as well. One quick unique thing about our application is that students that apply usually hear back within about 2 business days. So it's a pretty quick turnaround time, but I can see Russ on the screen, so I will turn off, but thank you all for joining tonight, and feel free to connect with me. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to ask all of our representatives to come back on camera and turn on their microphones. I get to play talk show host here in the remaining 5 minutes and give you some value added stuff for the attendees and get a little more information than just the 6 minutes for each school. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll do as many questions as we have time for, maybe 2 questions up to 3. And we'll have you answer in in the order that you presented. And the first question is what one piece of advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now? Because I think we have several people doing that. And we'll start with Rutgers University, New Brunswick.
Okay, I guess the advice I would give you is, I was just watching this TikTok that was giving dating advice about not putting all your eggs in one basket. I would say the same for college. Like, like keep your options open. Obviously, that's why we're here today, to give you options outside of California. And maybe your dream college it might change over the next year. It might change over the next 2 years or however long it takes you to get to college. And basically just be open. Like when you see us at these events, be open, even if you never heard of it, just keep your options open. So that's my advice.
University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Yeah, I actually saw some questions that came through the Q&A, and that's what sparked this. I think being really diligent in your research is important. Keeping dates and deadlines and understanding if you are thinking about what scholarships you might need. Every school does scholarships a little bit differently. Saw some questions come in about WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange. I actually went to school on WUI. I went to school in Washington. I'm from Las Vegas originally. And you really have to be diligent about knowing which schools on the West Coast. So nobody here is going to be part of that because we're not on the West, but making sure that you're going straight to the source, going to that website, for example, and just being very on top of dates and deadlines. That is so important in the process.
University of Florida.
I would say take advantage of the amazing virtual tour options that are being offered by most every school these days, especially since COVID has kind of ruined a lot of plans to go and physically be able to tour colleges. But these virtual options are an amazing way to get a snapshot of campus in some cases, hear from current students in other cases, and just kind of really get a feel for what some of the different programs look like and hear from, an admissions representative in greater detail than what you're able to hear from us today.
University of Vermont.
Yeah, I totally agree with my colleagues. I think I would also recommend students to find who their admissions representative is. As you can see here, we all manage different territories. So depending on your high school or your location, find who is your admissions counselor. That way that person can guide you through the admissions process.
Illinois Institute of Technology.
Yeah, so this is kind of somewhat similar to what Maria said, but one thing I would say is just be comfortable stepping outside of your comfort zone. I looked at the colleges, and I was pretty much everyone in my high school went to the same college, and I, on a whim, went on a tour at a different place and absolutely fell in love and found the school that was right for me. So I would encourage you to, and I think a lot of you are because you're attending an out-of-state event this evening, but feel comfortable being uncomfortable.
Iowa State University.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have much more to add than what everybody else added, but I think with the virtual visit options that schools are providing now, check out as many of those. Don't Zoom yourself out, but certainly check those out, and don't be afraid to connect with your admission counselor.
We have time for one more question. So this one is a little more fun. The first one being a more eat your vegetables kind of question. This one, just favorite event or tradition on campus. And we'll start again with Rutgers University, New Brunswick.
Okay, I didn't mean to have a theme here, but so we have this tradition that's probably the most famous tradition at Rutgers. There's this lake and it's called Passion Puddle. And basically, if you have a significant other while you're at Rutgers, you can walk around it there's a certain amount of times. I think it's 3 times you walk around this, and then you'll marry them. But then if you're gonna break up with them, you don't want to marry them anymore, then you have to walk backwards around it with them. So that's our tradition.
University of Wisconsin-Madison.
So again, I mentioned I am from Las Vegas. I went to school in the snow. And so I always love working at schools that have really great snow traditions. And ours at Wisconsin is called the Battle of Bascom. It's through our residence halls. So when the first true snowfall happens, it's a massive, massive snowball fight, lots of fun. You can actually look at pictures online and just good fun. I think everybody enjoys that first bit of winter that signals the snow is here to stay for a little bit.
University of Florida.
I would say going to watch the sunset alongside the bats leaving the bat houses. UF has one of the largest occupied bat house populations in the world, I think. We have around 500,000 bats living on our campus, and nightly they come out to eat the mosquitoes, and you see them all leave in a huge, big mass, and that's very exciting and fun. They fly over Lake Alice, which is our on-campus lake that you should not swim in because there are real alligators that live in there that don't walk on two legs like those attending classes with you. But I would say going to watch the bats is a quite fun thing to do.
University of Vermont.
Yeah, in my presentation, I mentioned how we have a bachelor's, master's, and a PhD in food systems. So one of the most memorable traditions, I guess, is our Dairy Fest that takes place usually in February, where you can sample all kinds of dairy products, whether it be cheese or ice cream, and they're all super delicious and super, super amazing.
Illinois Institute of Technology.
Awesome. Mine is also connected to food. It's the Taste of Illinois Tech, which is all about learning about different cultural and religious organizations on campus by way of the foods of those cultures, which is fun.
And Iowa State University.
Yeah, one of my favorite traditions right behind me is Camp O'Neill at Iowa State, located right on Central Campus, and it's maybe a kind of a newer tradition, but every day at noon, one of the music professors climbs to the top of Camp O'Neill and plays music. So,
well, thank you all for sharing that your fun campus traditions and your advice for everyone going through the college process, and of course, the information about each of your institutions. I want to thank everyone for joining us for this session and attending. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for more at the same place you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings. strivescan.com/RACC. Thanks once again to our panelists for participating, and thank you all for attending. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.